Hey, it's Randaya from Pack Hacker. Today we're going to take a look at the Eagle Creek Packet Reveal or Convertible Pack, which I've been testing for 3 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that we can keep helping you find the right gear. Now let's check it out. So kicking things off with the material, the main material on this pack is a recycled 300D poly microweave, and Eagle Creek does use this material throughout the packet reveal line. And then you also have this nice stretchy mesh here as well, which is really soft, and I wish you could like feel it through the video because like it feels so good. It's super soft and stretchy. And then for the zippers, we got zoom zippers with a nice paracord zipper pull, which again, they use these across the entire packet reveal line. So right now it's in backpack mode. So you can see we've got the 2 pockets on the front, which these are really nice and vertical and again stretchy because of the mesh. So you could put a water bottle in here, you could stuff a jacket, or if you're traveling in the wintertime and you got like hats and gloves, you can shove those in here as well. So those are pretty convenient. Let's move it over to the back, just show you the back panel. So it actually does have a little bit of padding and cushioning on it that make the back panel pretty comfortable up against your back. And as we'll see in a moment, that's because the organizer, which is padded, is right up against your back on the back panel. So kind of is multifunctional and works out that way. The shoulder straps are very thin. For me personally, just carrying this like on a commute or like from the car to the coffee shop or something like that is no big deal. But I did wear this pack like for a whole day exploring the city, and it was uncomfortable after a while to carry the whole day. So that's just something to look out for. Obviously, it's gonna depend on what you got inside and how much you have packed, but I mean, you can see how thin the straps are there. So not super comfortable, but okay if you're just, you know, wearing it for a short time. And then of course we got the nice little nylon handle here, so that'll help you pull it out of the overhead bin or just off the floor or what have you. So if we go ahead and open this baby up, so the zipper is basically clamshell. It does open all the way up, so you can see everything that's inside, which is cool for visibility, but sometimes, you know, if you open it up all the way, this top part just sort of flaps over, which I'll show you in a second. But just so you could sort of see what fits in here, I've got a Heim Planet packing cube. I believe this is the medium size. Got a notebook, toiletry bag, and some wipes just to like freshen up throughout the day, which I personally like to like to do. And then you have the organizer here, which I'll show you how to change it into that carry mode in a second, but it really works out that this organizer sits on the inside of the backpack when it's in day pack mode. But as you can see, like this my laptop charger was just sort of hanging out here. This was in this pocket. These pockets at the top, you know, they don't have any zipper like closure. The mesh ones are good because the mesh is pretty taut. It just keeps everything inside. But the pockets that don't have mesh or any closure, it is likely that your items may slip out easily, as you just saw, depending on the orientation and things like that. Now, one thing that I want to note is you can see the organizer is in the top half here, and then there is like a little gap here. Whoop, see, there it goes, fell right out. But you can see that like this part folds over pretty easily. And then there's also a gap like in the padding too, that's against your back. So if I just want to show this to you guys, if I put all this stuff back in, because realistically, when you open it up, you're gonna have the pack like this, right? So if you open it far enough, it will literally flap over just like that. And then like the tech gear or whatever you have in here will fall out. So just be careful about that. This fell out even of the mesh pocket. So, you know, just something to watch out for. And like I said earlier, maybe you don't want to zip the bag open that far just to avoid that, like, you know, flapping or falling over or what have you. But so yeah, that's day pack mode. It's a, you know, pretty standard packable day pack, if you will. The only thing is that it's, in my opinion, a little bit less packable than some other packable day packs that I've tried. A lot of them will compress into like palm size. This one doesn't, because it just compresses down into the organizer, which I'll show you now. So we want to turn this into organizer mode. You gotta sort of just like put all of this stuff in. This is where I have a huge issue with this pack. So this is obviously the zipper that opens the main compartment when it's in day pack mode. You gotta flip it over and zip it up if you want to transition into organizer mode. But then, as you can see, this zipper is backwards, right? So it's just a little bit of a hassle. Obviously you can still close it, but you're closing it with a backward zipper, and it can be a little bit challenging to do. It's not seamless because the zipper is inside out when you're trying to do it this way. So like, yeah, obviously I can close it, but it's not ideal because you don't even have like the zipper pulls to help guide you along there. So anyway, so you got that, zip that up, and then you just fold the whole thing in half. Zipping this up can be slightly challenging as well because you've got all of this like stuffing here that you have to sort of fold in. So again, it's not like the most difficult thing in the world. It's not rocket science, but it's not super easy. I mean, you can see here, like getting this zipper around this, you know, liner and stuffing on the inside is just not really easy. So I'm not even gonna waste the time in showing you that, but just know it takes a little bit of work and a little bit of elbow grease to sort of get the whole thing zipped up. Oh, actually, there we go, got it. But see how that, you know, just takes a little bit of extra time and effort. So just imagine that's zipped up, and then you have like these little paracord loops here. So this is so you can integrate the organizer when it's in this mode into Eagle Creek bags, which is cool, especially because some of them don't have internal organization. Could be a good use case for that. So when it is all zipped up, then you just have this little organizer, which to me is a little bit chunky. If you're using this with a non-Eagle Creek bag and it doesn't really like integrate as seamlessly, it's just sort of like sitting in your bag and taking up quite a bit of space, to be honest. And you can see if we look at like the part that's zipped, this is pretty thick, you know, it's like a pillow almost. So it takes up quite a bit of space in your bag. You could just as easily use a tech pouch that would be smaller, for example, because I think that's a little bit more what this is geared toward for tech items. So the choice is yours. I think it's cool, like I said, if you're using other Eagle Creek gear, but you know, your mileage may vary on whether that is useful to you or not. But anyway, as I showed before, we have the 2 pockets here. We've got the mesh pockets. You have like 4 little pin slots here, which, as you can kind of see, it gets a little crowded if you're using like both of them on the same side together, but otherwise it's fine. And then you have a larger zippered pocket here for smaller items that has like a really short key leash. And this goes pretty much down to the bottom of the organizer. So you do have quite a bit of space in there to work with if you want to use this strictly in organizer mode. So there you have it. That is the Eagle Creek Packet Reveal Org Convertible Pack. Thank you for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next video.